in this video we're going to customize the way that people enter in new items, and we're going to make it available for the end user. Right, so we're going to do that with Power Apps. So the one thing I want to do before I do that, I want to create a view. I only want to see active. So let's just go ahead and create a new view. I'm just going to say active. And we're going to use this later, but I'm going to do it right now just so I don't forget. So this active view, we're going to edit the current view. For this view, all we want to do is see the site URL field, the hyperlink field. And then we will sort it. We can sort it by the site name, the site URL. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not site URL, it's project site. Project site, and then filter when active is equal to yes. Click OK. Alright, so these ones were our tests that didn't work out. We didn't have this at that time, but that's fine. We just want this, we want to put this into gallery view, and again I'll save, I'm going to say save the view as active. Perfect. Now let's go back to all items view and let's create our Power App. Alright, so from the drop down, we're going to customize forms. Just getting things ready now. We're really going to just do some basic things in here. You can do a lot with the Power App forms. You can make your forms pretty fancy. For our purpose right now, we're just going to make something more simple where we hide the fields, and that's it for this one. Now when you get your first form created, you're just going to see, skip that. When you get your first form created, it's going to add all of the fields that you have available in the SharePoint list, and you're going to see on the left hand side that you only have one form screen. Now, this is going to override your edit, your new, and your view form. Doesn't work well if you hide the fields and you're going to use this for your edit or view, then you won't be able to edit the fields. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the screen 2 times, because we're going to make the new form, the edit, and the view. So the first one will be the new item screen. Mouse is right on there. And we will do new item form. I'm just going to rename all these edit item screen, edit item form, view item screen, view item form. Now it's a little bit harder if you try to create the screen from scratch. You have to wire a lot more things up, so that's why I always take the first one and I will work with it that way. So in the SharePoint integration page, now to tell it which ones to use, you would then just do new item. You're going to change these. So let me, on new, we're going to want to change this. We're going to add a couple things here. We're going to set this up in a way so that it, new item screen. So we're going to say set the SharePoint mode, create form, new item form, navigate to new item screen, and the transition. So we're going to do this for all 3 of these properties, but we're going to change the way. So for edit, it's going to be set form to edit form, navigate to edit item screen, and then for the on view and the view, every time I click away, it goes away. So on view, same thing. So get one more look at that. So set SharePoint form mode, create form, new form, navigate to the new item screen, and transition none. So it'll just jump right into that screen. Now on these things, on each of these screens, there's a mode. Maybe it's right here. Yep. So default mode, edit. We want to change this to form mode, new. For this one, it'll be form mode edit, and for this one, dot view. Okay, so we're going to leave edit and view default. Not really going to touch those. We're going to click on new item form, and we're going to click on this field for attachments and then properties, and we're just turning the visibility off on these fields. Active, and we're just going to leave 4 fields. That's it. And to save it, we can click on File, Save It, publish it back to SharePoint. Alright, so again, you can go crazy with the forms, you can change the colors, you can move fields around, you can get as wild as you want, but for this, we're pretty much going to be pretty boring. Now, I'm back at the teams, back at the SharePoint list. I'm going to refresh just to make sure it's going to get the new form. I'll click here. So as you see, it didn't show up right away. So let me just do Control F5. So now when I click new, I'm now getting my Power Apps. I could tell because of this loader. So again, that's it. We're only getting those 3 fields. But if I was to click on one and click on edit, I'm getting all the fields. So I know that the edit mode's working, you know, and then the view, if I click on this, the view form, I can't edit anything, right? So all the forms should still be working. Now, we don't want users necessarily going right to this list. So what we're gonna now do is we'll go to the home page. And this is the last part. So on the home page, we're going to click Edit. And we'll just set this up in a 1/3. Delete this. Oh, we're going to put in a list web part. Right, we only have 1 list, projects. Now we want to change the view to active. Actually, we click Edit. We're going to do large, get rid of the command bar, and put the active view back. Perfect. And then on this side, I'm just going to put a button. Say request team. Now we need the link to the list, to the new form. So I'll show you an old SharePoint secret that still works here. So if I go back to my site, I want to go to demo 3 lists projects. So if I click on new, alright, so let me paste it in here. It's going to be the link to the new form. In all SharePoint's lists, it's going to be projects new form.aspx. And the key to keeping people on the home page is this source parameter. So the source in any list form, if you hit save or cancel, will redirect the user back to this source. So what we'll do is we're going to update this where it's going to redirect the users back to the main page. So I'm just fixing the link because it doesn't necessarily always like it to be a relative URL, so I'll put in the full URL. So here we go, put in the full URL of the link, and of course it's broken. I think there's just a space, yep, so that's all fine. Let's republish. Alright, so now we have a complete process, so let's go through it one last time and see what happens. So we can request a team, and we're going off to this new item form. We're going to say my new site 3, my new site 3. And again, with your form, you can add descriptions, instructions on what it is that you're looking for in these fields. Just put in actually some visitors now. And I'll also put in my admin account. And that's it. So once we're done, click save. Now you might want to have a thank you page, or hey, your site's being provisioned, something you can do in the form. You might want to send an email there's a number of things you can do to let users know, or you can have just a little text box, request the form, we'll bring you back here. It may take up to 5 minutes to create. It really doesn't take that long, but you can tell them that so that they don't get impatient. So we're here just looking at our flows, just waiting, seeing what's going to happen. We'll click on our runs 12 minutes ago, so we should be expecting right here 8 seconds the flow running. So it's all done, and now if we refresh the page here, our new site is going to be listed here, and we can click off and go into the new site. So that completes the whole process of provisioning. Now there's a lot more you can do. Obviously this is the beginning, but we can have approval process in here. You can do the approval process in Flow, or you can do the approval process in SharePoint. You can extend the flow to send messages in Teams to certain people. Hey, there's a new request. Go to the list and go approve this thing. There's some things like more checking on the name. So when you're entering information, maybe you could do some checking on the names. Does the list exist? And you can do that more of that with graph calls. You can call graph, find out if this list already exists, do it like a catch, send an error back to the user, or write some information back on a SharePoint, or send the person an email saying, sorry, we can't fulfill your request. The field is wrong. So that's it. Hopefully this was helpful videos and explained a little bit about this process. And that's it for now. See you next time.